as we went through our planning, and then we tried to look at 1 year, in 1 year, what is the expectation for us to reach the 20 million? So we thought that by 2018, with the current capacity of our training, which we have, and leadership development, which we have, and the availability of 1 million people who are here, including the Ugandans, including the Congolese, including the Sudanese, who are sitting right here, we should be able to reach the 1,700,000 people per year. That is 2017. And this will call for collective activities, which will be both the US team and the South Sudanese and Ugandans and Congolese, and all of us should join our hands and find whosoever is there for us to be able to reach in this strategy. And then we went ahead and said, what could be the approach to reach 1 million? All these years we tried to reach 1,700,000 people. How can we reach 1,700,000 people in a year when our number could not even make 700,000 people? So we built up strategies, 4 strategies. And the 4 strategies, number 1 strategy is the mobile evangelistic team, which we talked about with you people in January, which must be put in place. First of all, to speed up our outreach, and they are given numbers to reach 700,000 people next year. For us to reach 700,000 people with this mobile evangelistic team. Then the second strategy, these are directly which need to be monitored by Empower One office and being evaluated and being monitored by Empower One office, particularly we do this monitoring. Then the second one, which we look at, is Jesus Film Ministry. And the Jesus Film Ministry, if these guys could be, if we could equip them with the 5 motorcycles and all the Jesus Film set, and they're put on full time. Most of our pastors are not full time, so it is very hard for us to put objectives, lay objectives on them to achieve certain things while their families are so demanding. That means we will fail to reach this goal. So we decided for them to take 600,000 people, which must be given into the hands of the Jesus Film Ministry to reach out with the Jesus Film. And the idea is not only reaching them with the message only, but they will be doing discipleship. They will be doing teaching on Christian fundamental beliefs. They'll be teaching on local church, evangelism, mission, idea, where they will be specifically engineering and igniting and building a DNA of church planting evangelism within a local church. This should be in the local church event. It shouldn't be Empower One identity, but it should be the identity of our local church, which we have planted, and it has grown, and now it has to take that form or picture. So the mobile evangelistic team goes with the same principle. The film ministry goes with the same principle, and they are given 15 days of being in the field, in the month, 15 days constant without return. And these are people who would be on full-time ministry. And then the third one is what we discovered is Philip ministry. We named it the Philip ministry, the ministry of Philip. When Philip went and met the eunuch on the way he went personally, it was not organized. It was just a group of people who were there, and he went alone and started facing that person one-to-one. This ministry will have 7 people. Their role is motivating pastors in reaching out to the 20 million. That means taking the church to the local, taking all our objective to the local church. And the idea is the local church, even though we are Empower One may go and or the organization may go, but if the seed is planted in the local church will keep on keeping this fire. So the idea of the Philip ministry is to ignite person-to-person evangelism within a local church, and then the local church should take it personal. The local church should take it personal, and all the members in the local church should be put in where they will say, this is our thing. If and try to helping that church, so that the church will get up and see and go with the people into the mission field. They go together with them for 5 days before they could move to a church plant or do something like that. So we have given the Philip ministry to reach 100,000 people to train the local churches. Their idea is intensively just to work on a local church. The fourth one is now pastor-based mission. The rest can go and pass, but the pastor-based mission is now the church itself. We thought we have worked all these years, but we have not empowered the local church to become an organism where it can function by itself. In that case, the leaders who are leading these churches are not empowered. Instead of one holding everything into our hands, now we need to release most of the things to the local church. Give the local church, not even the local church, but the associations which are set now. It's good for us to give them resources, empower them. Instead of us monitoring these churches, let it be the local churches getting out with their own vision and fulfilling their own vision, where they can go out for church planting, they can go out and do missions, they can go out and do person-to-person evangelism, they can set up cell groups, they can set up preaching points, and all these things must be a church-based. It shouldn't be an organization-based, and the church can be ignited to do that when the Philip ministry energized the church. When the Philip ministry energized the church, and where the mobile evangelistic team try to build this into their DNA constantly, we believe that they can be able to reach all these. And then all these numbers which we have, we get 300,000 for the local church to reach with it without even coming to us and saying, let us do this. So where we thought is we need to do good training of our pastors. The pastors need to be motivated, and then get everything around it, work. For them to be able to work, we need to give them the tools. We don't need to hold the tools into our hands. If it is the funds, we need to decentralize the funds into regions. Each region should have funds where they could hold funds into their hands, and then we can monitor those resources from far. And then all these resources are to be availed to them, assuming that we have all the resources. We need to avail these resources to them early January for 3 months, where they can run systematic 3 months, and then we call on our reports, and then they give us a report. Now, the second thing which we looked into critically is when we raise 1,700 people and we reach them, definitely God will give us a million or even 200,000 believers into the house of God. How can we take care of this? Where are the leaders? Now we look at needs, and we look at the extension schools. Needs an extension school. Currently they can train, and even Global Theological Seminary, their training, they can only train 450 per year. Not even per year, and Global take 3 years. Then we were like, are we not falling short? Will it balance? Shall we have enough people who will be there to help us with these numbers, which are reached by the mobile evangelistic team and the Jesus Philip and the Philip ministry and even the church doing all these things? Shall we be able to reach all these people and have enough manpower to take care of the church? So we look at it and we came up with an idea that need to double up its recruitment. We need to have 2 sets of training going on in a year. if all these things start, that means need to double up. Instead of training 105, they need to train 210 people. And there must be 2 enrollment. That means if one class have finished, the next one comes after the other one finishes, then another group comes in. As we have too many people, this year we turn them over to go out because we don't have accommodation, we don't have enough resources, and even the facility cannot accommodate that group of people. But then they use only 5 weeks in 3 months. So we decided that the amount of number of people need to be doubled here. And then the second thing which we talk about is the extension school. We need to open up 30 extension schools. This one is big. That means we are going to recruit more 60 people to be inside in the training in the extension school. That means they will be going out, and we are going to double up. And as we go wider and we go serious and we go strategically, we don't go because we want to go. We are going on purpose, and we know how we are going to do everything here now, where I now believe that the 30 extension school, instead of having 9, that number is too low to cope up with the number of churches which we shall start, and the number of also people who will come into our network. That means this is a lot of work. We need turnover. We need quick turnover for us to be able to cope up. And then we talk about, let me not mix it up. Let me talk about needs first of all. We look at needs. The method of needs training, every expectation of training is laid only on needs. That means for our churches, the churches can only send people to needs, and the needs will only do what? Train them in the interval of 1 year or 2 years. We look at it that we talked to needs directly. We told them we need to start bringing a non-formal theological training to speed up our training system, non-formal. That means we need to train our Bible school students well, and also supply them with the resources, with the books, where they can go and turn their pulpits into training centers instead of preaching and worshiping only. Let the pulpits be turned into a training center where they can train people quickly with the non-formal to add on the formal, where they can train from their local churches. Pastors are to train their members from their local churches. They can start sending these people to go and take care of the preaching points and take care of the cell groups, and the pastor will be the center of the church planting, where he will continue with the training from the pulpit instead of waiting for needs. Needs is slow. Now the local church needs to help quickly in also training its leaders and training everybody in the church to be able to preach and teach the biblical truth to the next person who is not. And the idea is picked out of the Duckling theory, where you need just somebody who knows something. That's mean even though they don't know, on a Sunday they can come and be in the church, and they're given something, then they will go with the same material and they will go and start a group with that. So we look at it that the best and the easiest way, that where we can go quicker, is to emphasize in needs faculty and change need faculty instead of training pastors. Why can't needs change and try to put this directly to all the students that you are going to do non-formal training, and you need to start it in your church, on your pulpit, and do it well. So why